Beep, 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 beep. I'm calling this Judy Burchill Day, as you've had one dose already, and now you're going to get your second dose. Burchill means business. So here we go with our Judy, who, become a warrior teacher, like, subscribe. For goodness, if you can buy me a coffee, please do. Help me keep going. Okay? So we've got Judy Burchill, who I spoke to you earlier on about in the Spiked Online article that covered the continuing push by society to tell women to be kind. And it was an important article that highlights the nonsense that is perpetrated against young girls. Oh, just be kind, and what a load of nonsense that is. So I'm very pleased that Judy has again written in The Spectator, which I can bring you now, which is all about Kemi Badenoch, who, whether you like it or not, know it or not, or aren't a bit of a hero to some gay men, I'll tell you now. So, In Praise of Kemi Badenoch by Judy Burchill, 5th February in The Spectator. And here we go. Whenever international affairs are proving particularly interesting, there's always some clown who pipes up with, if only a women ruled the world, it would be so peaceful. Really? Great. But females can be every bit as keen on a ding-dong or a dust-up as men. In fact, I'd say that women who try to push the theory that we have a completely different political sensibility, saint-like and self-sacrificing, and not prone to the sins of flesh like that big bad Boris, are often slithery, self-righteous snakes with a far more sinister agenda than many nakedly ambitious male politicians. Fantastic! It's true. Women are far more duplicitous than men. This is interesting, right? On the whole, okay? Far more duplicitous. Reputational damage. That's the woman's game. Reputational damage. Men, they tend to slug out in public. Women, reputational damage. That's because on the whole, women tend to be more neurotic than men. On the other hand, we have more serial killers. So, pick your potato. I love this stuff. It's great. So, she then says, after that wonderful statement about self-righteous snakes, far more sinister agenda, she says, but enough about Nicola Sturgeon. For as one door slams on the disgraced ex-First Minister of Scotland, another one opens for Kemi of the Badenoch. Right? But not quite open, perhaps, for now. Just ajar. Mrs. Badenoch is far too astute to nurse any desire to rush in and grab the poisoned chalice from Rishi Sunak, to the point that she displays irritation towards those friends who are trying to push her into pole position. Nevertheless, the Times reported recently that Tory plotters believe that Kemi Badenoch is best placed to succeed Rishi Sunak. This is a quote from the Times, right? Best to succeed Rishi Sunak if they can manage to oust him in the coming months. The Business and Trade Secretary has accused the plotters of stirring and said that they need to stop messing around and get behind the leader. However, the Tory rebels believe that Badenoch is the only candidate on the right who stands a chance of uniting the party and selling their policy platform. Badenoch is perceived to have star quality. Kemi has the X factor. She has the capacity to cut through and communicate. She can carry off the policy platform that's being drawn up, said an anonymous Tory MP. Bit of Kemi. Subheading, Defiance is a big Badenoch thing. It certainly is. That glorious exchange between her and that nutter gay man in Parliament about the fact that they're transing the gay away. Absolutely brilliant. On the Laura Kuenssberg show last week, there was great fun to be had when Kemi was in the studio at the same time as Nadine Dorries, though seated some way from her and interviewed in a separate section of the programme, and couldn't resist taking a pop at Dorries' ghastly-sounding novel The Plot, after which the WhatsApp group which Badenoch and Michael Gossip Girl Gove, now that's a gang I'd join, belong to, is alleged to be named the Evil Plotters. He's just great. The Evil Plotters. There's something attractively ultra-human about Badenoch, a feeling that she might lose her temper at any moment if she has to hear any more of your ruddy nonsense. That's exactly how I see her, Julie. Exactly. It's like, can you imagine her sitting there and then the glasses come off, and the kids end up talking. Now listen to me. You end up looking at the glasses and nodding. That's exactly how I see her. Now, she might, she lose her temper at any moment if she has to overhear any more of your ruddy nonsense, be it about Brexit or gender woo-woo. She is one of those vivid Tory women, along with Suella Braverman. I can't believe you included Penny Mordaunt. Julie, we must talk Penny Mordaunt, right? Alongside Suella Braverman, Penny Mordaunt, Miriam Cates, and even Doris herself, who make the Labour lot look like the worst kind of prissy handmaidens imaginable. Like Annalise Dawn Jailbird Butler. Right, okay. Women can choose from several roles when they seek power. There's Mother of the Nation, Golda Meir, Angela Merkel, or warrior women, Margaret Thatcher, Indira Gandhi, give me them any day, or uptight older sister, Hillary Clinton, Theresa May. Not such a great choice, this one. Julie, you beauty, right? But the British Labour Party, it seems, is only comfortable with women as caregivers and caretakers. Literally, in the case of the able veteran MP Harriet Harman, the longest ever continually serving female MP, who was briefly caretaker of the Labour Party in 2015, while the men sorted it out amongst themselves. It's dripping with disdain. In an unusual incident of auto-gaslighting last week, Harman claimed on Times Radio that Labour women were too subversive to get the top job. You're a subversive, challenging force as a feminist in the Labour Party. As a woman in the Tory Party, you're not frightening the men. You're working in collusion with them on their terms, and therefore it's no problem for them to elect you. That's an interesting statement there from Harman. She uses the word collusion when she means collaboration. That's the trouble with the collectivist left, isn't it? As Steerpike said, tell that to Mrs T in her challenge to the Conservatives boys' clubs of the 1970s. There's nothing in the least subversive about selling out your sisters in order to suck up to the cross-dressing community. The current crop of Labour women have subscribed wholesale to the lie that men can be women. The traditional right-wing antipathy to uppity women has been passed to the left, leaving the field clear for Mrs Badenoch next time around. I like to address her as that, as I like to write Mrs Thatcher. There's something about a happily married woman making her way in politics, especially one with children. Mrs B has 3, taking her youngest out in a pram as a newborn when campaigning for re-election to her Essex constituency when she was 39, which defies the sexist tropes about not having it all, a career, a home life. We pesky females never stop asking for the moon. Defiance is a big Badenoch thing, as seen in her magnificent maiden speech in the Commons after being elected MP for Saffron Walden in 2017. Starting with doing homework by candlelight because the State Electricity Board in Nigeria could not provide power, fetching water a mile away in heavy rusty buckets because the nationalised water could not get water to flow from the tap, and ending with praise for Brexit, which she called with a striking and defiant modernism the greatest ever vote of confidence in the project of the United Kingdom. Utterly brilliant. Now, this article then goes on. It's absolutely tremendous, and it's also an extraordinary review of a very powerful woman, Kemi Badenoch, who is going to change the game in a few years. I think Labour getting in now is inevitable, so we need to batten down the hatches and the barricades. Labour getting in now is inevitable, so the damage is going to continue. There's going to be more people hurt, particularly children and women and gay men. So batten down the hatches, let's get going. I think we'll see a time when Kemi Badenoch will come to the fore, and then we'll find out whether the rapper is as the attractive rapper will be the same in terms of its attractiveness as whatever the sweet contains once we see it. I'm hopeful. So maybe 4 years of Labour government. Perhaps I think that's probably the most that the country could take before we really see a cultural scrap and erupt of enormous. You haven't woken up the sort of sleeping tigers of the men yet, have we? That section of the men that are going to go, right, take them out. We haven't woken them up yet. That's the big worry. And I think Labour will wake them up. Pretty sharpish. But we'll see. You can let me know as you're doing the doobers. Come be a warrior teacher. I'll see you later.